What's up, palm tree?
Nothing. My coconuts are hurting. I wonder what's happening.
Well, let's go inside. Oh wait, what about Fred?
He's sleeping.
Whoa, we're on them. We must be lost.
We must have gone back in time to some kingdom.
Where's the kingdom, palm tree?
It's right here in West Africa. I think it might be Mali. I wonder if by learning about Mali, we'll be able to go home.
Whee! Look at all the people. At all the people. Look, let's go over there to those people. We can see what they are doing.
Hello. We were brought here by a magic coconut.
Hello. Are you hungry? Come eat with us. Sure! We raise cattle such as sheep and goat and chicken too. And we grow crops such as peanuts and rice and sorghum and calabash and yams, beans, different varieties of grains, and onions too. We cook all of these in different ways to make different types of food. And some things that we don't have to make food, we trade with other tribes and kingdoms.
Wow, you guys seem to grow and make a lot of different food. Tell us about some of your culture.
We love to live in rectangular houses made of mud with flat roofs. But the king's house, his is circular. Here's an example of what the king's house might look like. A circular mud house. We excel in medicine, astronomy, math, and geography.
We fish in the Niger. We also sculpt human and animals such as lizards, birds, dogs, and snakes.
We also offer tea to special guests. Would you like some?
Sure!
When we travel, we go on camels, and the men talk about business, sing songs, and tell stories. Women and girls cook the meals. And they weave baskets to hold food.
Girl power!
Is it true that families valued privacy and spoke the Arabic language?
Yes, we also carve salt into gravestone-type shapes, weighing in at about 50 pounds each. The primary trade was salt for gold, or vice versa.
Us desert dwellers like salt because it can be mined locally.
Salt surpassed the value of gold, so the smallest of morsels is valued greatly and sometimes used for money. When boys were 12, they would accompany their uncles to trade. Wealthy families would send their children to Timbuktu to learn trade from a master craftsman. Weavers and blacksmiths were highly valued artisans. Girls were cherished but not allowed to study for school purposes.
A female would get married around 13 or 14. On the day of the wedding, older women took care of the bride, doing her hair and oiling her body. Once the bride would come out, her family and a choir would sing a departure song. The groom offered jewelry that he made. Some of the instruments included the talaba drum, the gummy bris, 2-stringed guitar, the kora, the 27-stringed harp, the balafone, or xylophone, made of wooden blocks or gourds.
Enough about culture. Tell us about your religion. Well, shirty doodah. Our main religion is Islam. Dayula merchants spread Islam to Sanael in tropical forests. The people switched to Islam because the men could have up to 4 wives, and as long as he could support them, he could have them. And for the first time, they saw writing on paper. They thought that was very magical. Islam armies first came and conquered North Africa. Muslim traders brought Islam to Mali. Once they started to teach Arabic, that led them to the education system. If boys put no effort into learning Islam and Arabic, they would get chained during class. And to give people places to pray, Mansa Musa constructed lots of mosques. The higher up or wealthy people traded to Islam, when their farm people still stayed spirit and ancestor religious.
I heard on Jeopardy that Dayulas developed trade routes deep in the forest. Dayulas are a type of merchants that only trade gold.
Oh, I heard that on Jeopardy too!
Dayulas would leave salt blocks in the forest and wait for the forest dwellers to leave blocks of gold. And if they liked the offer, they would take the gold. But if they didn't like the offer, they would wait until the dwellers would leave more gold. No talking was done during this trading.
It's so pretty here. Let me know more about your geography.
Okay, we have some very interesting geography. We live on the western side of Africa, and our western kingdom is surrounded by many smaller kingdoms, or empires. We have many rivers that run through the empire. They are the Niger, the Gambia, the Senegal, the Kukia, the Bakoe, and the Famale. We often trade on the Niger and Famale rivers because there are many gold fields on or near the Niger and Famale rivers. We also have the Atlantic Ocean connected to our civilization. Because all of these rivers, our land is very fertile. That's good for farming.
Wow, is that the king?
Yes, let me see if his spokesman will talk to you about the government. Hello, my name is Jonathan, and Malachi over here tells me that you want to learn more about our government. Is this true?
Yes, this is. So will you?
I sure will. My name is Jonathan, as I told you earlier, and in our empire, I talk for the king. I am the king's spokesman, chosen from the Coyote clan. I am called a Mansas, and I am very important authority-wise. The king's land is split into 12 provinces. The provinces are very independent, but he rules them as a whole. He also controlled the trade, finance, and food production in each province. The last spokesman was Balafasek. The king never speaks directly to his subject. He speaks in a low voice to the Groit, that's me. We are a monarchy because the king rules. Would you like me to tell you some stories about the past rulers? Yes, please! Okay. King Sundif Katia, aka the Lion King, built a very strong military force and united lots of people. He ruled for 25 years. Another king was Mansa Musa. He doubled the size of Mali and ruled for 25 years also. We are a monarchy, as I stated before. During King Kansan's rule, the empire was at its greatest. When he died, the empire started to crumble.
I know that in other cultures you have to do something special when you meet or see the king. Is there anything special that you have to do when you see the king?
We don't have to kneel or cover our faces, but we do have to clap in his presence.
Enough about the king! Tell me, please, another fact about someone else in the government!
The Qadis, or Muslim judges, play a very large role in decisions to the offender, for example, death penalty. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the empire started because the Ghana Empire was falling and the Mali rulers were wealthy and they saw a good chance to win land.
Okay, I heard that this is one of the many empires that is male-dominated. Is that true?
No, they're in Mali. We are very well balanced, but men are overpowering a little. For example, women can own the same amount, if not more land than a man. Also, if a family gets divorced, the woman gets the tent.
If you are cool, will you be rich?
No, jobs and land ownership determines wealth in our empire. This is how the social structure goes. Gods, Mansa or king, royal family, spokesman, that's me. People in court, women, men, townsfolk, maids, and slaves.
Thank you so much for giving us all the things about Mali for the day. We had lots of fun. Hope we can come back soon.
Okay, Narwhal, let's start heading back to the portal. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, everyone, for teaching us about your wonderful culture about Mali.
Bye!
I saw on Jeopardy that the empire ended when the Tuareg riders, a nomadic group, took control of the capital. Then later, the empire. That sure was fun. Don't you think so, Narwhal?
Yeah, Palm Tree. Hey, Fred, how was your nap?
It was okay.
So long till next time, then.
Join us next time for more adventures with Palm Tree and Narwhal.
Dun dun dun!